What is going on, everybody? This is Gabriel Jones giving you a drop of sun any chance I get. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new PinkPantheress album called Heaven Knows. She hails from Bath, England, and began to produce her own music on GarageBand while she was in school. After going viral in early 2021, she would sign to Elektra Records and release singles that sampled other famous songs. With some relative success in the US, she would go on to collab with American artists like Lil Uzi Vert and Trippie Redd. The biggest would have to be Ice Spice, and the two of them made a little hit collab called Boy's a Liar Part 2. This song has been dominant throughout 2023. Reaching number 3 on the Hot 100 and being certified platinum. It was a real breakthrough for PinkPantheress, which is why a lot of people were stunned that she didn't get nominated for Best New Artist or any Grammys this year. Do I think she got snubbed? Hell yeah, she did. Boy's a Liar has been 2023's quintessential pop song. It's a song that everyone is gonna look back from years from now and say that it defined the year. It's just insane that she wasn't considered, like, for real. But I'm gonna try to keep my cool for now. We're here to see what other songs she has to offer. Before we delve into it though, I want to advise everyone to leave a like and comment for this video because the more engagement the video receives, the more likely YouTube will pick it up in the algorithm. So I thank y'all for that. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell because I could use all the support in the world and it will put a huge smile on my face. With all that out of the way, it's time we get into Heaven Knows. Track number 1, Another Life, featuring Rema. Ooh. Kind of feeling the organ right here. Pretty creative choice. Ooh. This percussion right here is just so fast-paced, intricate. Yeah, like we're so far connected, it feels like I can't sense your soul anymore. Ooh, those little like mystifying glossy piano keys. That really gets the ears. I mean, you might need to find another approach to resolving your psychological issues. Ooh, yo! Little guitar solo sound right here. Hey! Alright, so that was Another Life. Okay, alright, so pretty interesting way to open up the album. It seems like PinkPantheress is singing about how they're so far connected from their partner that it feels like they pretty much died and moved up to heaven. And she's waiting for the day where she can pass and sort of meet them again. It's a very brutal sentiment, if I'm being honest, but yeah, I can definitely see how she's sort of getting the message across that these two haven't been on the same page as of late. What really jumps out to me is the organ because it almost feels like she's playing it at a funeral as they're honoring this deceased lover. And of course the intricate percussion just really gets to you, you know, really puts you in the spirit. Rema does a pretty decent job on this track, although I don't think they stand out too much if I'm being honest, but still a great job. Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff to find on this opener and it really sets the mood for what we're about to be in for, so some good work. Track number 2, True Romance. Ooh, okay. So this must be an artist who's been around for a long time. Ooh, yes. Little melody that hits it just right. Ooh, really setting a scene right here with the crowd chanting. And now it just kind of feels like we're getting lost in the crowd with all the lights being beamed and people just running everywhere. Ooh, a little touch of piano and some DJ record scratches. It's those little things that, you know, bring the two together. Alright, so, True Romance. This is a pretty interesting song, not gonna lie. From a glance, it appears that this song is about PinkPantheress having a crush on this musician, this music artist that has been around for quite a long time, nearly 2 decades. And she's pleading for them to start a romance with her. You can get a real sense of innocence from this song because, you know, PinkPantheress is saying, I know that you're on the older side, but I think we got something to work with here. But yeah, it's just a really cutesy sort of song that shows just how innocent and, you know, how gushing that PinkPantheress can be. Hearing all the crowd noises, the audience applause, you know, really creates a nice little environment. You know, it's a nice little framing device. And again, we have the intricate percussion that was on the first song. It wouldn't surprise me if it appears for many other songs on Heaven Knows. Yeah, some really interesting stuff with this one, and I am curious to know who she was crushing on here, but that'll have to be for another time. Track number 3, Mosquito. This song I've already taken a listen to sort of in preparation for Heaven Knows because it was released as a single weeks in advance. But, you know, we always listen within the context of the LP. Again, that melodic guitar just really setting a mood. That whistling adds quite a bit, not gonna lie. Well, I don't know what that breaking glass sound is supposed to symbolize. Like, he was like, can I check my because I miss you, or I want you. Really going apeshit with the guitar towards the end, you know? Alright, so, Mosquito. Yeah, I've listened to it before, and it's pretty alright. It seems like a straightforward song where PinkPantheress is talking about how she doesn't want to be taken from her lover, that, you know, there's a little bit of miscommunication on their end, and she's just like, you have to understand just how much I want you. Like, I had a dream I was dead, and the worst part is that I couldn't date you anymore. She's really trying to lay out just how much she wants to be with this person, and yeah, like, she is making a case for herself. I really like how the guitars and the DJ record scratches are paired together. It creates something very vintage, something you would probably hear like in like the late 90s or the early 2000s. It really does feel like she's trying to capture that era of music, you know, with like the electro sound and everything. I think it's called electro song or electro pop. Yeah, electro pop is probably it. But yeah, I really like what she has going on here, especially with the little acoustic guitar solo towards the end. Good stuff. Track number 4, The Isle. A sense of loneliness. Regrets about the relationship. So I guess that sort of hints that she's willing to let this relationship go. Sort of like a little wedding ceremony. Okay, so we know that this dude got some cash to spend. Alright, I like this outro. Nice little percussion, sort of breaking down the whole thing. Alright, so that was The Isle, and yeah, some pretty good stuff going on with this one. PinkPantheress is pleading for her lover to really improve himself because one day they could possibly get married. You know, she'll wear a nice little wedding gown and he'll be in his tuxedo. They kiss, put rings on their fingers, and next thing you know, you have Dan and Shay singing for you at the reception. But it seems like she's also willing to let this relationship go, you know? She refers to him as an option, you know? Like, I can always opt out of this relationship and everything will just evaporate into thin air. It might be the first song we hear from her on this album where she's actually not so dependent on someone. It's a little bit of a more interesting angle to see at this point. And what's interesting is that I was looking at the annotations and it says that she sampled Super Lonely by Benny. And I do remember that song was a huge TikTok hit in 2020, you know, during the COVID pandemic. I couldn't exactly hear it, but I might have to take another listen and listen very closely because I really do like that song. And like, wow, she really has some taste, if you know what I mean. So yeah, some pretty interesting material on this one. And yeah, I might have to let it sit with me so that I can really digest its material. But yeah, there is some good stuff to find with this one. Track number 5, Nice to Meet You, featuring Central C. This ain't no Niall Horan song. We already covered him earlier in the year. Ooh, little cosmic effect right there. Ooh, shooting through outer space. Nice little imagery right there, like a waterfall. You keep my body functioning like a normal human. Yeah! Ooh, that little ad-lib right there just like gets pumped up. That little violin sound right there. Again, it's amazing. Looks like my dude was caught red-handed. Guess he kind of moved on to a new guy. Ugh. Alright, so that was nice to meet you. Yeah, interesting stuff here. Again, I really like how fast-paced the tempo is, you know, really gets you into a groove, you know, it almost feels like you're jogging as you're listening to this tune. Although I will say I'm a little confused by PinkPantheress' part and Central C's part. Like, PinkPantheress is singing about how, oh, I'm so infatuated with this guy, you know, he keeps my body afloat. When we kiss, it just feels like magic, you know? And then Central C is kind of doing like a rap verse about how his girl caught him cheating and now they've separated and she's with other rappers. I guess I'm just a little bit confused because it's sort of like that verse and Pink's verse contradict each other. Like, I'm sure this was an intentional artistic choice. If someone could explain to me, I would love that. But yeah, I'm a little bit stumped on that part. But still, there's some very enjoyable aspects to this song. Like, I really like the auto-tune that Pink sings with. And of course, Central C is a great rapper. I think this might be the first time I've actually heard him. So yeah, this was a pretty neat little introduction. Again, I'm a little bit confused by what this song is going for in terms of subject matter. But yeah, there's still some stuff that you can really vibe to. Track number 6, Bury Me. Ooh, okay. We got a really heavy trap beat going on right now. Okay. Again, the chimes, you know, it just feels like it's control of your body. Kelela, okay. Really giving us those sultry vocals, a little bit of soul mixed in. Okay, so that was Bury Me. Some interesting stuff to take away from that. What really stood out to me was the trap beat. It really feels like Pink is infusing more hip-hop on her record now. You know, first we had Central C's feature, and now we got the trap beat. I am a little bit confused about the substance here. I think it's supposed to be a song about PinkPantheress drifting apart from a lover, and she is starting to feel something for another person, and she's just like, you know, why can't you just, you know, end it off right here, you know? Like, I do have feelings for you, but I'm starting to develop feelings for someone else, and why don't you just bury me? It's a shame because I really feel like I should be nailing this one, but I'm not, and that's honestly the best I could come up with. If people have other interpretations, I would love to hear them, share them in the comments, but that's all I have for that one. Kelela gives a very nice feature. I really like her voice. I might have to look up more of her material. And yeah, like, she probably has some great stuff to offer. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about Bury Me. It's not really a song that stands out to me too much, aside from the Kelela part. So let's just keep moving forward. Track number 7, Internet Baby, Interlude. Ooh, okay, I'm liking it, the guitar sound with the little trap beat going on here. He's a force of personality, and force is not being used positively here. Ooh, kind of singing a little song for him, you know? He's gonna be the subject of a new tune. She's really trying to get the message across by repeating it over and over on the post-chorus. Hey. Kind of a little bit of a party going on there, okay. Alright, so, Internet Baby Interlude. Okay, so interesting stuff we have going on here. From what I'm getting from the lyrics, Pink is singing about this guy who she knows on the internet, and he only likes her for what she can offer, you know, that being her music. And Pink is looking for something a little bit deeper than that. It explains why she's singing my SDs, USBs, you want all of those, you know, that's where she stores her tunes, that's where she stores her material, and he's sort of like looking to sort of obtain that. But in the end, Pink realizes that she's her own woman and that she can fend for herself, you know, she doesn't need no man. I'm curious to know if this is about a potential lover or a record producer who's trying to take advantage of her, you know, exploit her for profits. I guess that's probably like 2 ways that you can interpret the song. It's a little bit ambiguous on that front, but I do really like the rhythm of this song, you know, the guitar sounds with the beat paired, and yeah, the autotune also sounds really great from PinkPantheress. I think she really has mastered how to use autotune to a certain extent. So yeah, that's Internet Baby. Let's move on. Track number 8, Ophelia. Ooh. I like this heartbreaking guitar, the melodic guitar here. Ooh, and the synths are just rising up. Oh man, it literally feels like the life is being taken away from her. It's like no one experiences pain like I do, you know? Like no one can feel what I feel. Ooh, and we got a little water effect, you know, sort of like she's splashing into the ocean. And it's almost like you hear the sirens of an ambulance as they're sort of like, you know, helping her out. Okay, so that was Ophelia, and wow, a lot of interesting stuff to find on this tune. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the more disturbing songs we got on Heaven Knows, because it almost feels like her lover literally killed her. Like at first glance, I thought it was just a song about how her lover broke her heart so badly that it literally feels like she's dying, and you know, she's creating all these metaphors like I'm drowning in the ocean and people need to find me and help me out. But now I'm getting the sense it might be a song about someone literally killing her and tossing her into the ocean, you know, disposing the body. Like that one line about going to her boyfriend's house and realizing that she's the only one home, like really doesn't sit right with me, because it almost sounds like, oh, I'm throwing a party, you should come over. But oh my god, I'm the only one here, what's going on? All the lights are out, and apparently he's approaching me very menacingly. Like that's just the image that pops into my brain when you think of it in that context. Yeah, it's so unnerving, like it literally sounds like a horror movie. So it turns out that PinkPantheress explained that it's based off of American Horror Story Murder House, and Ophelia might be a character from that series. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not an American Horror Story fan, so I can't really confirm that from first glance. But yeah, it looks like that PinkPantheress wanted to sing an ode to one of her favorite shows on TV. And yeah, like for any non-fans of American Horror Story, this does read pretty disturbing. Talk about the instrumentals, I do really like the synth work, and I really like the melodic guitar. The ocean sound effect towards the end where it just feels like we're underwater. Oh my god, that really sets a scene. Like, it really does feel like we're watching a movie of some kind, or a well-made TV show. Like, the song is really good at telling a story. A horror story that is. Again, I might need to like let it sit with me for a bit because it is a little heavy. But yeah, some really good stuff here, and hopefully Ryan Murphy will approve. Track number 9, Feel Complete. Okay, I'm liking the vibe of this one. It seems like our romance is taking too much time to develop, you know? Those little synths right there on the verse right there. Ooh, it hit just right. Really digging this guitar right here. Along with the synths, you know, creating a nice little tragic atmosphere. I like those clapping effects on the outro. Alright, so that was Feel Complete, and yeah, this one also has a little bit of a sad meaning to it. This seems to be a song where PinkPantheress is slowly coming to the realization that the guy she's with is not very good for her to live with, and that she should just cut him off. We learned on some of the verses that he has a problem with alcohol, like, you know, he downs rum way more often than he should. And we also get that line on verse 3, money came today and so you'll get what you want. It almost feels like, you know, she's bringing in all the bread, she's the breadwinner, and he's just taking advantage of her pay. Yeah, you know, it definitely sounds like it's a toxic romance, maybe even abusive. She even had a taste of the rum, and she, I guess, became so intoxicated that it doesn't seem like she should really communicate with anyone because she's not going to be in the right mindset. It also seems like he goes out partying very late and doesn't come back until like, I don't know, 4 in the morning. Yeah, this guy sounds like a piece of work, and PinkPantheress, it sounds like you're better off without someone like him. And the music does a great job at conveying that emotion, you know, especially with the synths, like the way they reach new high pitches, like that really creates some sentimentality. And the melodic guitar towards the end, you know, also really just adds to the emotion, you know. It seems like this relationship was something that she put a lot of work into, and it all just fell apart, and, you know, it's a tragic tale for her to tell. But yeah, I really like the way she conveys her somberness on this tune. It really gives you the sense that her heart is just broken. Yeah, some great stuff to find on this one. Track number 10, Blue. Really feels like we're floating through outer space right now. Ooh, the synth work again. Oh my god, it's so good. I just can't be with you anymore, like shoving you out the door. Kind of feels like we're breaking it down right now with the refrain. It almost kind of feels like we're hearing a car make its way out of the driveway. Okay, so that was Blue, and some interesting stuff going on with that song. Obviously, the color blue is meant to symbolize how she's very somber because of this deteriorating relationship. And yeah, it seems like PinkPantheress is really making an effort to leave him. What really stands out to me with this song is like the lines of like, you know, I wasted my life on how pretty your face was, you know? It seemed like you looked good in the light, but in person, when you really dig deep below the surface, it doesn't seem like there's anything there. In fact, it really just feels like there's something that's just very, very shitty. And she also samples a song from Example, you know, that being Kickstarts. I'm not too familiar with Example. I think I remember that one song he made once where it's like, did we take it too far? Take it too far. Did we chase the rabbit into Wonderland? I'm forgetting the name of that song, but it's right in the back of my mind. Stay Awake, that's what it was called. Yes, now I remember. Yeah, that song is pretty good. I vibed with that one back when I was in high school. But yeah, that's really what I have to say about this song. Nothing that really jumps out at me, if I'm being honest. You know, again, it's a really nice sounding song. I like the auto-tune and the percussion is great. But nothing too much for me to dig into, so let's keep moving forward. Track number 11, Feelings. The auto-tune is really high-pitched on this one, I gotta say. Sounds like she's at a concert. She might be dating a musician, pressuring her into doing drugs, perhaps. Again, the synths are doing some magnificent work. Like, she has really done a great job at using them. And then we got some nice percussion to play us out. With some pianos, too. Alright, so that was Feelings, and if I'm being honest, I'm a little bit stumped by the lyrics. Here is my best interpretation of what this means. She's dating a musician, and she's seeing him perform on stage. The relationship isn't too healthy. In fact, she might be taking drugs during the relationship. And she senses that it's toxic, but she tells herself not to worry because that's what other people told her. And she's doing her best to not end the relationship because she thinks this is what love is supposed to feel like. Am I accurate on the meaning of this song? I'm really hoping that I am. But I can still talk about the production on this tune, and I still really like the auto-tune that she uses. You know, like, it's very high-pitched, and I really like that sort of like piano composition that plays towards the end. It feels like very troublesome, you know. It really senses that there might be danger around us. In fact, the whole song just kind of gives me an uncomfortable vibe. Like, I'm in a very like ominous situation, you know, and I really need to get out. Again, I really hope that I got these lyrics on point. If not, please correct me in the comment section because I want to do this song justice. I want to do PinkPantheress justice, alright? This is a tall order for me to fulfill. But I guess in the meantime, we can move on to the next song. Track number 12, Capable of Love. Ooh, I kind of like those little like pencil writing effects, you know? Might just picked up on it. Ooh! Oh my god! Like the way it just sort of kicks into high gear with the percussion, the competition. Wow. Ooh, little harmonizing right there, you know? Really stood out to me. Wow, like the vocalizing right there is pretty damn impressive. I can never get over that, where it goes with, it starts with you. What? God damn, girl. And now we hear the birds chirping, almost as if we're outside on a nice sunny warm day. Alright, so that was Capable of Love, and there are many different things that stand out for me on that track. For one, it's the longest song. Nears about 4 minutes, and yeah, that's pretty long for PinkPantheress. But in all seriousness, what I really appreciate about this song is how intense it can be, like the little drum rolls, you know, that happen on the chorus. Like, it just becomes so chaotic, like the way that the synths and the harmonized vocals and the drums just all build up to this cavalcade of chaos. Like, wow, Jesus Christ. It really does kind of feel like PinkPantheress is in a roller coaster of a relationship when she gives us that presentation. And the lyrics might actually be hinting at that. She talks about how you're the cause of my grief, and when I spill my feelings out to you, you don't take them seriously. And then on verse 2, she kind of talks about how, you know, our romance actually is serious, like we're in this pretty deep. And the tragedy of it all is that she sings about how if this falls apart someday, you know, I won't be as capable of love, you know. It doesn't feel like I'll be able to invest myself that much into a romance like this one. She's making a plea for him to say, I love you, but it seems like the connection just isn't there. And in her mind, she's just thinking all these dark thoughts like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be capable of love, you know? Will he ever, you know, love me as much as I love him? I want this to work, and he doesn't. Like, oh my God, I'm losing my fucking mind. It does paint a picture of misery, you know? And I really like the way this track is constructed. Like, oh my God, this actually might be one of my favorites once I do my second listen. Like, good job, PinkPantheress. So now it's time to finish up our album listen by taking a look at a song we are way too familiar with. Track number 13, Boy's a Liar Part 2, featuring Ice Spice. You only wanted to hold me when I'm looking good enough, you know, whenever I'm attractive to other people, you know. Significant line. You know, it's just like she's thinking to herself, am I good enough? Am I good enough? It's a thought that constantly plays in her brain. He making fun of me. His girl's a bone to me. Like that boy's a cow, saying he know me and know where he at. You know every single line to this verse. Iconic. And the way the vocals layer towards the end, oh my God, it's great. Boy's a Liar Part 2. Again, the pop song that defines 2023. Like, mark my words. So much about the song is magnificent, like the way Pink and Ice play off of each other, like the sentimentality of the lyrics, like the melodies that play throughout. Like, I might have a lot more to say about this song once I do my best of 2023 list with Roadrunner and Fanstar. Like, I want to save as many thoughts as I can, but I cannot stop gushing about this song. It's just fantastic. Like a 10 out of 10. Excellent tier song. Wow. I cannot get over it. So I think on that note, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to listen to the album a second time, and then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts. So bear with me. Alright, I am back, and I'm ready to give you my final thoughts on PinkPantheress' Heaven Knows. American charts can be pretty funny because every once in a while we'll see a British artist who has a huge breakthrough in the States and then dips. And trust me, I can name a few artists who fit that description. It would be a shame if PinkPantheress ends up as another one of them because she has so much to offer the US. Her persona as a musician seems to be Broken Angel, where she softly expresses how damaged she's been through her experiences with love. It certainly makes her stand out in the pop scene. Her songs are mostly about her pleading to her lover to remain close to her, expressing how much she relies on their affection. But there are many times where that proves to be ineffective and she has to break it off. To be honest, I've heard a lot of that material before, but her attitude and delivery can be pretty neat. What threw me for a loop is how the album lightly touches on the theme of death, saying that I'll meet you in another life and my body is being tossed into the ocean. I can assume that's where the title Heaven Knows comes in. But with all that said, one of PinkPantheress' strongest aspects as a performer is sampling. She borrows sounds from many popular tunes like Super Lonely, Kula Sa, and songs that were massive in the UK. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of sampling, but I would be pretty fascinated to see where PinkPantheress can take that talent next. It's all wonderfully packaged in the genre of two-step garage, which relies on kick drums paired with electronic music. I found Heaven Knows to be pretty enjoyable, and it does make me wish that the Grammys would have given her at least something. 2023 is the year of snubbed British girls, let me tell you that. My favorite songs would have to be Boys a Liar Part 2, Capable of Love, and Ophelia. My least favorite songs would have to be Another Life, Bury Me, and Mosquito. And that just about does it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this album reaction. I had some fun with this one. I hope you did too. Till next time, if you want to follow me on social media, be sure to check out my Blue Sky, my Twitter, my Twitch, and my TikTok. Links will be in the description. And that's where we're wrapping up for today. My name is Gabriel Jones, and the sun may be setting, but I hope you were able to soak up those drops. Take care.